You want to make a card, a real card, something that looks like you meant it. But every time you sit down to start, you just stare and nothing comes. So either you make something safe and boring, or you just give up and go buy one from the store. I've been there, and I finally figured out why it feels so hard. Because once I found the right supplies, making cards for men got a whole lot easier. And I'm going to show you how I made a card for my husband and my son that they actually love. Let's do this. As soon as I saw the Sedan Street Cruiser die set in the Classic Legends 2.0 collection, I knew this was going to be the focal point of my card today. I already have the pieces die cut and ready to go, so now it's time to bring the card to life with color and assembly. And for the body of the card, I'm using Ride the Wave from Altenew. I wanted something bold and classic that would stand out without feeling too bright or playful. For the chrome details, like the grille, the bumpers, the trim, the mirrors, the door handle, and the wheel details, I'm using metallic silver. These little pieces might seem small, but they're what really give the car that realistic finished look. A quick tip before assembling. Metallic silver is a pigment ink, so it takes longer to dry than regular dye inks. Let those pieces dry for a few hours or heat set them before handling them to avoid smearing or dulling the finish. The tires and steering wheel are colored with obsidian black ink, while industrial diamond adds contrast to the undercarriage and mechanical details underneath the car. To finish it off, I'm using bright yellow for the headlights and limestone for the liner pieces. At this point, the individual pieces are all colored and ready for assembly, which is when this die set really starts to come to life. Now comes the fun part. This die set has a lot of individual pieces, but that's exactly what allows you to build something that feels much more realistic and detailed than a single die cut image. The first piece I'm attaching is the steering wheel. One thing to keep in mind with this die set is that the liner covers part of the interior. That means the steering wheel, the side mirror, and the rearview mirror all need to be attached before the liner goes on. It's much easier to think about that now than discover it later like I did. Next, I attached the mirror and then I assembled the grille. I really like how Spellbinders designed this grille. Instead of being a single die cut, it's built from two separate pieces that layer together to create the finished detail. It's a small thing, but details like that are what makes the finished card look so realistic. Now I'm gluing down the front tire, and I'm using Gina K Designs matte glue to adhere all of these pieces together. And then next, I'm gluing down the front wheel well. Now I'm going to add the hub, and you can really see the wheel starting to take shape. Next comes the second front tire, and I actually glued this one upside down at first and had to reposition it before the glue set. Thankfully, I caught it before moving on. Once that's fixed, I add the hubcaps both to the first and the second wheel. One of the things that I absolutely love about this die set is that all of these little pieces work together to create so much detail in this finished card. It's details like these that make someone pick up the card and ask, "How in the heck did you make that?" From there, I add the headlight bucket. It's amazing how many details Spellbinders packed into this die set. Every piece adds a little more realism to finish the card. Next, I'm moving on to the rear tire, and the tire goes on first, and then I add the hub. This is where the Spellbinders Handy Craft tool set really comes in handy. I'm using the pickup tool to grab and position some of the smaller pieces, and the precision tool that helps me hold everything in place while I'm getting it lined up exactly where I want it. And once that's in place, I can add the hubcap. And now the rear wheel assembly is complete. So now it's time to work on the undercarriage piece. And I start with the first undercarriage piece, then the second undercarriage piece, and finally the small detail piece that sits near the second front tire. These pieces need to be added before the bumpers because once the bumper is attached, getting these pieces into place becomes more difficult. Next, I'm adding the headlights, and I made these bright yellow on purpose because I knew I wanted to create a dusk scene for the background. I wanted the headlights to look like they were turned on as the sun was setting and the sky was starting to get darker. With the headlights in place, I can now add the tailpipe. It's the little details like these that help tell the story and bring the entire scene to life. Now I know that some people look at all these tiny pieces and think, nope, that's not for me. And honestly, I get it. But these little details are what makes someone stop, pick up the card, and take a closer look. They're what gives that finished project that extra pop and realism. So while it takes a little bit more time to put everything together, I think the finished result is absolutely worth the effort. Now I finally added the grille assembly that I built earlier, followed by the door handle. Note that the grille needs to be adhered to the car before the bumper's adhered. And at this point, the personality of the car really starts to feel like it's all coming together. The chrome details, the wheels, the headlights, and the grille all working together to create a focal point that feels unmistakably masculine. Then I attach the front bumper, followed by the rear bumper. Then I add the two pieces that layer over the bumper details, which help finish off the front of the card and add even more dimension. After that, I attach the trim piece. This is one of those details that helps the card look more realistic. On its own, it might not seem like a big deal, but once it's in place, it adds another layer of authenticity to the design. And if you're making this card for someone who loves cars, these are the exact kind of details that they're going to notice and appreciate. The last detail I need to add is the side mirror. And the tweezers really come in handy here because this is a tiny piece and it's much easier to position exactly where I want it without getting glue everywhere and keeping my fingers out of the way. One thing to keep in mind with this die set is that the side mirror, rear view mirror, and the steering wheel we attached earlier all need to be in place before adding the liner. Once the liner goes on, those areas are covered. When attaching the liner, I add glue around the areas where it will actually adhere to the card body. I avoid putting glue to the center because that area is visible through the windows and you don't want glue showing through once everything is assembled. And this is the moment where everything comes together. What started as a pile of individual die cuts is now a detailed classic card that's ready to become the focal point of the card. I also created a second version off camera using deep purples and a white cap, and it completely changed the look of the finished card. That's another thing I really like about this collection. Simply changing the colors can give the same die set a completely different personality, which makes it easy to create cards for all kinds of recipients and any occasion. Okay, now that the car is finished, it's time to build the scene around it. And this is another thing I appreciate about the Classic Legends collection. Spellbinders didn't just create the cars, they also included the Highway Horizons desert layered stencils, so you already have a background designed to work with them. Instead of trying to figure out what to put behind the card, a lot of work has already been done for you. There are 5 stencils in this set, and on stencil 1, I started with the road using industrial diamond. Stencil 2 creates a desert landscape and the sun. For the desert, I used sand dunes, and before inking the sun, I covered it with a Post-it note while working on the desert so I could keep the sun area clean and avoid getting any of the desert color where I didn't want it. For the sun, I started with maple yellow and then added honey drizzle to create a little shading and make it look like the sun was setting behind the desert rock formations that we'll be adding once we get to stencil 3. Now here on stencil 3, the rock formations are built in layers, which is what creates all the depth in the scene. For the first layer of the rock formations, I used pastel sunrise. Then I came back in with canyon clay and burnt red to start adding some of the shading and dimension. And then next I used mahogany bark for the darker rock formation details. And I also used canyon clay on some of the desert details to help tie everything together. I accidentally forgot to turn the camera back on for that part, but you'll be able to see the finished result once the background is complete. And this is where the scene really starts coming to life because all those individual stenciled layers begin working together to create depth and dimension. Next, I moved on to the sky. I started with blue horizon as my base color. Then I came back in with navy to deepen the parts of the sky and create more of that dusk feeling I was going for. I knew I wanted the finished card to feel like that time of day when the headlights would just be starting to come on. At this point, the scene is really starting to feel like the sun is setting and daylight is beginning to fade. Before working on the cactuses, I covered the sky with Post-it notes to keep everything clean and prevent any of the green ink getting where I didn't want it. For the cactuses, I started with Firefly. That color was a little brighter than I wanted for the scene, so I came back in with Grass Field, and I added Shadow Creek for shading, and then used Mountain Pine around the edges to create a little more depth and dimension. Those extra layers help the cactuses stand out against the background while still fitting into the overall dusk scene. To finish the scene, I splattered white gesso across the sky using a small paintbrush and my Tim Holtz Mixed Media Matte, which I've been using throughout this whole video. I know technically I ended up with stars and a sunset at the same time, but I was really going for the moment, that moment right between day and night when the sun is dropping behind the rock formations and the headlights are just starting to come on. Once the background was finished, I trimmed it down and mounted it to a black cardstock with an 1/8 inch border to help frame the scene and draw your eye toward the center of the card. Once the background was finished, I trimmed it down and mounted it onto black cardstock with an 1/8 inch border to help frame the scene and draw your eye toward the center of the card. That panel was then adhered to an A2 card base made from 120-pound white cardstock using my Altenew tape runner. With the background complete, I could finally add the car using a thick Altenew foam tape for plenty of dimension. For this step, I'm using Altenew's Instant Dimension Foam Tape. I'm using the thicker 1/8 inch version because I really wanted the card to stand out from the background and create plenty of dimension. I'm also using the narrow width roll, and for some of the smaller areas around the windows and the liner, I cut the tape down even further so that I could support exactly where I needed it without any of the foam showing from the front. Once the foam tape's in place, I can adhere the card to the background and finally bring the entire scene together. Off camera, I added the sentiments from the Classic Legends 2.0 collection, Cruisin' By to Say, and then the happy birthday. 2 separate sentiments from the same collection. And just like that, the card is finished. What I like most about this card is that I didn't have to spend time trying to figure out what would work for a masculine card design. The card, the stencil, and the sentiments were all designed to work together, which makes creating cards for the men in your life feel a whole lot easier. And here's something else I love about this collection. To show you just how versatile it is, I also created a second card using the Hot Rod Flames etched dies. This time I swapped the blues and the neutrals for pinks and purples, and it completely changed the look and the finish of the card. Even though both cards came from the same collection, they couldn't feel more different. Hey, if you're still watching, I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. And if you enjoyed this video and found value in it, give it a like so YouTube will tell other card makers about it. Subscribe so you never miss a video, and hit the bell so you get notified every time we put one out. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.